Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and today I'm looking at Space Engine. Space Engine is, of course, this magnificent world, this entire universe that is procedurally generated. It is based off of real scientific data. They've merged it, they mash it together, they throw in all the physics, and it's just this massive infinity for you to explore. Much of it is not real, but I don't know, let's see what we got here. We just went to this random place. This is a moon. It's a scorched moon. Far too close to this star below us. Okay, we have some aurora there. Look at that star that it is near. Now, those curves and folds in the surface are really meant to represent the boiling and turbulent surface of this star. The rear side of the planet actually has, this is a moon actually, the rear side is giving off some light because the planet is so hot. Look at that here. So this is just some red giant that's sitting right on the very edge of the Milky Way. Let's see there. There's the clouds coming off it. Let's move back a little. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but the developer, and I say they, like, it is one guy that has just made it his mission to make the most awesome space galaxy system ever. And he just keeps adding releases, adding stuff in every release. There was a release just after Christmas, and yay, there was great rejoicing because, look at this. Wow, this red giant star just sitting above the plane of the Milky Way. Now, of course, you can search for a lot of places in it, like NML Cygni, or is it UI? Yes, UI Scuti, which is supposedly the biggest star we've discovered so far. I can click go to and it'll take us there. Of course, it is another one of these giant folded monstrosities. This one, I think, has no planets in the system, but it too, I believe, is sitting outside of the plane of the Milky Way proper. Oh, is that the Milky Way there, or is that... what one's that? That's the Milky Way. There we go. Class SBC. That would be a barred spiral galaxy. At least that's what we currently believe the Milky Way is. Let's just speed up and come back a little. Fly off into deep space. And then look around. Yeah, let's fly into the Milky Way. Pick a star and go to it. I think I'll rotate my camera. Oh, not working. There we go. It's apparently moving me backwards away from it when I said go to it. Perhaps because it's moving me to a reasonable distance so I can admire the Milky Way and everything that is floating around it. There we go. Can we move? Ah, yes. So, in theory, this is a barred spiral. This picture is of a different galaxy, obviously, because you can't take a picture of the Milky Way, given that we live inside it. You can see some other galaxies floating around it. Which one's this? This is... oh, that's a small Magellanic Cloud. I wonder if it has any of the small galaxies. There's a couple of galaxies that are actually literally... they're in a polar orbit around the nucleus, and they're passing through the plane of our Milky Way. And in doing so, they're getting slowly destroyed. The closest... I don't think the closest galaxies are here, otherwise I would have seen them by now. Yeah, what... let's pull back a little further, right? And see if we can see... which one's that? That's Andromeda all the way over there. We can, of course, go to it. It'll take us there, and we'll be able to admire flying through the surface of the galaxy. This is also a spiral galaxy with a bar in it. That's what the SB code means. If you click on the galaxies, you will get their Hubble codes and stuff. That's how these things are working. Back many years ago, Hubble, he didn't just come up with the distance, the velocity versus distance thing. He also was studying galaxies, and he classified galaxies. So this is an ES, that's an E5, sorry, so that's an elliptical galaxy. What one's this? This is, oh, that's a spherical, it's an E0. So E's are ellipticals, S are spirals, and SB are barred spirals. And they actually came up with this kind of tuning fork style diagram, and A lot of people misinterpreted the comments to imply that things would evolve one way or another, when in truth, they just, you know, they formed in various different ways, but they didn't necessarily follow some strange formulation that had come up with. Let's fly to the small Magellanic Cloud. Go there. And it thinks. It makes us move. You can fly spaceships in this if you like. You can fly aircraft onto any of the planets. We need to pick a planet to go to, don't we? Something awesome. Let's go into the small Magellanic Cloud. Right, so we let the velocity zip down, and I'm just going to move in, and we see stars starting to resolve themselves. Let's pick one. This is a blue main sequence star. You can just pick random stars in the sky, and it'll tell you all about them. Look at that. We get a bit of motion blur when that happens as well. So let's find one with a bunch of planets. 3, 5, 2. I want more than a couple of planets. I want a darn solar system here with at least half a dozen planets. 8. Let's go there. It's a blue main sequence star, which means it is very bright, and because it is a blue star, it is unlikely that it is very old. And because it's not very old, it means that it's not likely that life will have formed. You know, people when they do science fiction stories, they like to come up with super hot stars that are blue or whatever. You know, when they create universes with planets and life and civilizations, a lot of authors haven't necessarily paid attention to the amount of time it takes to evolve life. Okay, what do we have? We have a scorched desert, scorched Selena, desert, hot gas giant, and yeah, no life to be had here. Ooh, look at that. The whole galaxy there. That's a white main sequence star. Oh, there's a place to go. RS 841175386143. Oh, yeah. You know, with a space engine, I don't necessarily have an agenda or anything to show you. It's just it's a lot of fun just wandering around. Okay, so 13 planets. Which one has this? Has 8. This has 5. Oh, yellow dwarf. So this is an interesting pair, right? We've got a yellow dwarf on one side and a white star on the other. Now, if you look at, you can press this to bring up details, right? And let me see, under this you have luminosity. Is there age here? Age, yes. This is approximately 22 million years old, so that's pretty young. And this star is also a yellow star. It's also 22 million years old. That's pretty young when you consider that a yellow star of about this mass probably will live about 5 billion years. So this is just getting started. This white one is 2 solar masses, so it will probably live less than 1 billion years. And then you might get an interesting situation where these two, well, this one will expand into a red giant, and there might be some interaction between them, but you could actually get this one going supernova eventually. You'll get this, what will happen is this one will turn into a white dwarf. And it's entirely possible that billions of years later, when this turns into a red giant, that the gas will be siphoned off onto this white dwarf and cause a type of supernova that's generated that way. I don't know. And they're probably too far apart, to be honest. But I'm just curious as to what we've got here. Let's go to this one a little closer. A lot of stars are formed in binary pairs because it helps to get rid of angular momentum, basically. Here we go, we got a whole system forming in here. What do we have? A hot Selena, hot desert, a warm desert, temperate desert with 16 moons. That's a place to go. Let's head over to this one. It's about 1.2 AU. This is perfectly in the right position to develop, life. However, as I've said, the sun itself in this case is far too young. The primordial soup. Well, primordial soup hasn't even formed because this is a desert world. Let's fly down towards the surface and take a look. Yeah, look, that is a shadow from... There's probably a moon up there that's making it... There it is there, I guess. That's the moon that's coming over. If I travel a little further over this, I should be able to look up and see this moon occluding the star. It's a temperate Selena. And not a... Well, not Selena Gomez, obviously. Yes, which Sky absolutely insists on listening to in the car. I shall have to fix that, I'm sure. Nice. So this is 1,400 kilometers across. This is much smaller. Let's get down all the way to the surface so you can really appreciate the procedural terrain. So as you come in... yeah, gotta really slow my velocity down a bit. Now we're down to 3 kilometers per second. It looks a little cooler. Yes. Desolate planet. Probably these mountains and stuff are formed by continual activity from the extra heat that's coming from this. Or maybe not. Oh no, wait, this is a temperate one. I guess it is probably hot because it is just so young. You know, it's yeah, 22 million years old. It's still got a lot of activity in it, I'll bet. You know, it takes... You know, we still have planet Earth is pretty darn hot, and it's 4.5 billion years old. Nice music. Okay, let's take a look up into the sky. Click on random places. It'd be nice to find ones with life. I never know how to find ones with life. I guess I could just search for Earth, right? Perhaps looking for life in the Magellanic Cloud is a bad plan. Let's just do that. Let's look for Earth. Yes, go to. Of course, we zip through into the galaxy. And there we have the planet Earth, as rendered in Space Engine. We have one moon here. We have all our favorite continents. Which continent is your favorite? There's India, there's Asia, and there's Africa. Oh yes, and one of the new features that has been added is, of course, lights on the night side. So you can appreciate the, I don't know, whatever light is coming from all these cities. Look at all that light pollution there. This is the Bay Area here. This is where I live. And, ooh, there's Hawaii out in the middle of the Pacific there. You go down and they've got all this stuff. Can we go over the other side? Oh, yeah. We don't get away. Asia is down here. Ah, yeah, there's... I guess that's... Oh, yeah, Japan's here, so that'll be Korea, North Korea. Yeah. So anyway, if you look at I for information, one of the new things I think they've added, info... Oh, Earth. Oh, look, you actually have, in general, real, honest-to-God info. So now the procedural generation for life includes a life origin mechanic. In the case of Earth, it's described as being biogenic, right? That means that life spontaneously arose from the primordial soup due to, due to hierarchical, I don't know, whatever. I mean, basically it formed by spontaneously from various chemical processes, eventually turning into something that resembled us. It's actually a surprisingly complicated process, and the exact details are still being figured out, let's say. But there's another option, and that is panspermia. That means perhaps life came from another planet. Let's see if let's go to Mars. Just take a look. Go there. We fly through the planet Earth because it is just a digital representation. We don't care so much for... We don't care for flying through planets here. They don't get in our way. There's Mars and there's Phobos and Deimos. Of course, no life on this one. But, I mean, I guess if people colonize it, that would be a case of panspermia, right? You know, panspermia is one of these theories that has a lot of proponents behind it. In particular because if you have... well, you know, if you're trying to figure out how life formed on something the size of an ocean, it helps if you have an ocean the size of every single planet in the galaxy. And life gets shared that way. Fred Hoyle was a big fan of that. Fred Hoyle was an awesome dude. He had crazy ideas, a lot of crazy ideas. But, you know, since he'd pretty much proved that he was a good scientist, people liked his crazy ideas and they supported him in his concept of having crazy ideas everywhere. Let's move backwards a little. Oh, where have I gone? Now let's go back in towards Mars. I want to see if I can fly down the canyons here. And I need to turn around. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, and he does have, like, height maps and everything. This is one dude has done this all on his own, basically. You know, some people have occasionally given him help and provided models, but most of the code is just the work of one awesome Russian dude who is raising crowdsource funding for people that want this thing to happen. And if you like this, if you download it for free and muck around with it and like it, I strongly suggest that you send the guy some cash to support continued development of this. Let's go all the way down closer to the surface. I hear that one of the things that got added was an improved scattering graphics for or improved scattering mechanics for dust and things like that. So one of the things that he specifically mentioned. What's that? That's the Venus, a hot desert. What's this? That's Deimos. Oh yeah, we've seen that one. Ah, and this is Arcturus. Let's go all the way to Arcturus. Just clicking on stuff randomly in the sky. This is a K-class orange giant. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty bright. So if we press I again, you can look at all its parameters. You can see its physical properties. Oh, apparently we can't see the physical properties, which is interesting. Why has this not delivered these to me? It has a system associated with it as well. Oh yeah, one of the new features as well is you can arrange all your planets in order of size. So if oh no, darn. I crashed into the surface again. Sorry, don't mind me. Please don't. I don't want to lose my no claims bonus for crashing my spaceship. Okay. Over here. Let's go over this way. So again, it's like arrange things in order of size and everything. So you can collect your system together and appreciate just how everything looks. Doesn't move the rest of the galaxy. But look, there. We've arranged all the planets in this system in order of size. Nice. So there we go. We have the giant at one end and we have little things at the other. These are scorched asteroids that are really close to the surface, so that's why they're glowing. Let me just go to this one over here just to be sure. They now have internal heating, I think, is modified or is modeled in the newer version, so you'll have lava planets and things like that emitting more light. I'm not sure this is the one, but scorched asteroid, let's take a look at it. Arcturus 1-1, general, physical parameters, all sorts of numbers, orbital, atmospheric, yeah, we don't have any of that. Oh, we can edit these things. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not muck around with it too much. And of course, yeah, then I can click this button and it will switch it back to its actual real place, I think. Let's zip through the surface of Arcturus once again to the other side. I'm being blinded by the light. And we're out the other side. There we are. Tiny little asteroid. Ooh, being obliterated, no doubt, by the sun there. Oh, look at that. Arcturus, you're hot. Damn hot. 3.8 solar masses. I guess this is in the process of... Now hold it. This is like 54 million years old, so... I'm just trying to figure out if that means it's heading into an evolved state just yet. I guess not. It might be a little too young to be an evolved object. And off we go once again. Still haven't found any life. I'm sure life is out there somewhere. Let's just zoom out into interstellar space and start clicking on things again. Usually it'll say in the top right, you know, X planets with life. It'll say however many planets and it'll tell you how many have life on it, so you can actually go and see these beautiful blue planets. Alive, alive, alive. What's this here actually? I want to go here, hold on. I'm gonna keep going in this direction. What are these little smudges? Should probably go towards them to find out what they are. Once again, a blue star. Super awesome and big and bright. Ah, there, look, we definitely got closer to this thing here. Nice music. And this has a desert's scorched ice giant. Now here's an interesting one. Let me just see this. Temperature. So this is called an ice giant, right? Let's go to this. Now, the smart people are looking at this and saying, hey, wait, it says temperature is 596 centigrade. How can you have ice at 596 centigrade? Well, it is actually 21 times the mass of the Earth, right? So if it has enough water in it, then the core, as you go down, the extra mass will be compressing everything, and deep enough you can have ice forming at these kinds of temperatures. So there are ocean planets that are still liquid. There are ice giants. Yeah, there's more than one ice giant. So basically they're super, super hot, but ice is forming because of the pressures involved around these things. Oh, look at that. We have some sort of... Ooh, nice. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And then if we can get... Yeah, look at this. Hold on. Just move the camera. Ah, let us sit and appreciate the vista for but a moment. This also has 12 moons. Oh, so this is this Alpha or... Oh, right, this is one of the moons from Orion? Or one of the stars from Orion. What am I saying, moons? It's in the Orion cluster, so I'm guessing one of these might be the Orion Nebula. I knew it! I knew that nebula! And that's the Large Magellanic Cloud. Let's go to the Orion Nebula over this way. They don't have volumetric rendering figured out for a lot of these things. It's actually hard to get volumetric, tomographic data for real nebula, since you can't really move your vantage point. So getting an idea of what a nebula looks like in 3D is quite an art. I've seen some estimates, but, it's hard to really figure these things out, I guess. Look at that. Let's pick one of these. Anything that's forming, any stars in here are probably far too young to have formed any, have formed life, so this is a bad place to go. That's a cluster all the way in the distance. Come on, pick random things. I guess I've not found any life-bearing planets other than Earth. I wonder if there's an easy way to find a star system which has life in it. Ooh. This is called Ner Al-Saif. Ah, yes, that's another star in Orion. Binary white main sequence star, blue main sequence. Pretty much, if you want life to form naturally around a star, then you need it to be like a yellow star, or maybe a white star, but anything brighter. Oh shoot! I found one with life and I clicked away from it. Oh, what a moron! There we go. White main sequence star. Let's go there. The reason being that the hotter your star, the more massive your star, the shorter it's going to live. And if it took 5 billion years for life to reach the level of sophistication we have on Earth, you're not going to get that from a blue star which burns through its fuel in a less than 100 million years. Let's take a look at this system. A, B, hot Selena, warm Selena, cool gas giant with 82 moons, and a cold desert planet with life. Let's move towards the edge of this system, appreciating the lens flare, which of course you can completely muck around with. There's a lot of things to fool around with in Space Engine. Here we go. We have one moon. There's a desert planet, but it is sustaining some sort of life. Ooh! Oh my god, it's Eve! That's what it is! We have found Eve! Let's see, actually, what is the surface gravity? I wonder. Now, surface gravity is about 0.9, so it's actually not so insane. Let's move in here. We have a bit of an aurora here. Whoa! This should probably slow down a bit. Trying to navigate across the surface, low across the surface at, 100 kilometers per second is probably beyond me. Even with the best flying skills I can muster, I think traveling below mountaintop levels at 100 kilometers per second is very likely to lead to me smashing into them. Funny story, I don't know if you've ever seen Star Trek 2, one of the best Star Trek movie in my mind. Star Trek 2, they have the whole Genesis sequence, which was one of the first one of the first sequences in a movie rendered with CGI, and they had, fractal planets and everything. The problem was that back then it took a really long time to generate the frames, so they would get a lot of, they would generate a bunch of frames and they would see that they were okay, but halfway through the rendering sequence they realized the camera path was going to pass through a mountain. So they had to quickly edit it. They couldn't throw away the footage they had already because it was too expensive. So they just went and modified the terrain generation just a bit and added a convenient canyon just where the camera was going to fly through. If you go and watch Star Trek 2 and watch the Genesis sequence, you will find this canyon magically appearing in the side of the mountain just as the camera is about to fly through it. And yeah, look at this. Look at this. Oh, there's the Orion Nebula nearby. The disk of the Milky Way. We have... Oh! What's this? A temperate ocean world. Is that the moon? Let's go there. Oh, darn, my camera is looking the wrong way. I'm guessing this is the moon of this planet. What's its mass? It's about half an Earth mass. Surface gravity is 0.6. And yeah, we have a whole ocean planet here. Once again, fly down low. Let's follow the day-night Terminator. I'm adjusting velocity using my mouse wheel a little. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, chill out music again. Yeah. See how this game works? This is not a game. This is just something for you to immerse yourself in and appreciate. Oh, wow. So yes, Space Engine. Points 9, 0.7, 0.2. It is, continues to be fabulous. I haven't had any problems with this release. I haven't had any bugs, which is surprising. The developer is amazing. I'm really happy he does this. Check out their website. Please back it. It's not like a Kickstarter. It's just asking for donations to continue development. And this totally continues. It totally deserves to continue development. So yes, I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.